Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round one of our league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on August 29th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play at whatever format everyone wants. League Challenge Thursday, September 12th at 6 p.m., and our second special Sun and Moon On format tournament Thursday, September 19th at 6 p.m., all Central Time, all at Die Hard Games, and go see more info in this video's description, and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as league challenges, league cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, Miraidon. On the right, Roaring Moon. Our Roaring Moon player is kicking it off for us today with a Nest Ball. That item card allows the player to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench as the opponent checks out this Petron EX in the active and its powerful Subjugating Chains ability. As the Nest Ball finds that Squawkabilly EX with the powerful Squawk and Seize ability. You can only use that ability on your first turn. When you do, discard your hand and draw 6 fresh new cards. Let's see if our Roaring Moon player has any further cards to play before Squawk and Seize Trekking Shoes. Look at the top card of your deck, and then you can either keep that card or discard it and draw one more card with the Trekking Shoes. Right on cue, the Trekking Shoes find another Trekking Shoes. They come in pairs. The other pair of Trekking Shoes is played here to look at that top card of the deck, and we're deciding if we keep it or not. Looks like we are going to keep it and play that Earthen Vessel, discarding a card in order to search the deck for 2 Darkness Energy. This is good because you can get an energy attachment per turn, as well as get one in the discard pile with the Squawk and Seize, so it can be accelerated with Dark Patch and or Professor Sada's Vitality. They might just both go away here, as there's not really a optimal attachment. So yes, Squawk and Seize, discard the hand. Ooh, got rid of a Professor Sada as a Dark Patch. But we're just going here. Discard the hand, draw 6 fresh new cards. There you go. Main attacker is found. Roaring Moon EX hits the bench. Dark Patch accelerates an energy onto it from the discard pile. Darkness Energy is manually attached to that Roaring Moon for turn here. And it looks like things are passed over to our Miraidon player as they begin their turn 1, going second. They can play a supporter and attack this turn. As Raichu V hits the bench, Zapdos hits the bench. That Zapdos has Lightning Symbol ability, plus 10 damage to the basic Lightning Pokemon's attacks, so that Miraidon can swing for 230 instead of 220 here. Very important to hit that 230 HP Roaring Moon EX. 10 HP. It's crazy how much that makes the difference, right? As a Regieleki V is found off of Miraidon's Tandem unit, that ability allows the player to search their deck for up to 2 basic Lightning Pokemon to add to the bench. Just one will be found with that Regieleki V here. And let's see if our Miraidon player has any. No, I don't see any electric generator. There is a Lightning Energy or double Turbo Energy in hand, so energy can be placed for turn. There also is the Iono as a supporter for turn that they can still play. But our player is going to make sure they read that Roaring Moon EX and be fully aware of everything that it can do to better inform their decisions and their plays on their turn. And it looks like they are going to go for the Iono. Iono will be played. That supporter has both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of the deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players will get 6 cards here. And a Nest Ball is found and played next. So the Lightning player will find a basic Pokemon of their own with this Nest Ball to add to the bench. It doesn't have to be Lightning, of course. as the tandem unit can only find lightning, so this is the way the player can find their support Pokemon like that Squawkabilly EX or Mew EX. Also, just another lightning Pokemon could be found as well. But they are going to keep on going with that Squawkabilly. Anything you can do, I can do better. You use Squawkabilly EX, I will too. To keep this turn moving, searching for those Electric Generator and Prime Catcher. That would be very good here to take out the bench Roaring Moon. Ideally with another Miraidon, so that still has to be found. I wonder if the second Miraidon is prized, assuming they only play 2. Because if it wasn't, it could have been found off of that tandem unit there. Rescue board attached to the active Pokemon, giving it free retreat. It free retreats into the Zapdos. Lightning energy attached to the Miraidon EX. And Squawkin' Seas. Okay. I maybe would have liked to see the player hold off on the retreat here. I do like the retreat, eventually, potentially into the one prizer. But maybe they could have not retreated and seen what this Squawkin' Seas would yield first before making any changes to the board. But regardless, they're going to go for the Squawkin' Seas here. Just because I think something is correct or a preference of what I would do doesn't mean that that is correct or the thing to do, of course. Wave of Liability there. As our player looks at their hand, they already attached an energy, and it looks like they're just going to pass per turn. So not too bad of a spot. As you see, they did retreat into that one prizer. So now if the Roaring Moon player wants to take 2 prizes, they're going to have to gust, which wouldn't be too tall of an ask here, but let's see what our players got for us. Looks like a Nest Ball is being played to search the deck for a basic to add to the bench. Backup Roaring Moon EX established now. And don't forget that Petron EX in the active does have the Subjugating Chains ability. You may switch one of your Darkness bench Pokemon into the active spot, and then it's poisoned. Looks like an Earthen Vessel was played as well, discarding a Pokestop to search the deck for 2 more basic Darkness energy to bring into play here. We've got snacks on snacks today. We're always chilling on Thursdays. We look forward to it every week as a Pokestop is put into play, and we'll see if they spin that Pokestop. Pokestop has the player discard the top 3 cards of their deck, and they may add any items discarded this way to their hand. Pokemon Catcher found. Squawkabilly EX going to the discard isn't bad. You don't like to see the Radiant Greninja go into the discard, but that can be recovered with something like a Super Rod or Night Stretcher later. Not too bad of a Pokestop. You did want the Gust here, I guess. Energy actually manually attached to the active Petron. It retreats into the Roaring Moon. Now we've got the Professor Sada's Vitality looking very scary here. That supporter card accelerates a basic energy to 2 of your ancient Pokemon in play, and then has you draw 3 cards. So we can see the active Roaring Moon fully powered up, 1 energy going onto the bench for future use, and 3 cards will be drawn. We have the Pokemon Catcher in hand. Now all we need to do is flip heads in order to take a 2 prize KO here, but not before an Ultra Ball is played, discarding a couple cards to search the deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. Today is your day. Have it your way with the Fezandipite put down. New card from Shrouded Fable here, only live if the opponent had taken a KO on their last turn, but it's good to establish it, or it's fine to establish it here. That way it's ready for next turn if there's a KO. Also thins it out of the deck, leaving only the good, juicy stuff in deck, and your dudes in play. As another Dark Patch is played, accelerating an energy to the bench Darkness Roaring Moon EX. 2 energy on it now, 3 on the active. We're flipping coins now with the Pokemon Catcher, and it is heads. Ouch. Pokemon Catcher, when you flip heads on it, it acts like a boss's orders. You can choose a Pokemon on your opponent's bench to bring into the active spot. Of course, we bring in that big Miraidon EX with the energy and rescue board on it. And Roaring Moon will use its Calamity Storm attack, discarding the stadium in play to do 220 damage, perfect KO on the 220 HP Miraidon. Now this is hard for our player to figure out which to promote into the active. Our Miraidon player, they decide quickly actually on the Zapdos, the one prizer. There is a switch card in hand if they can put anything together. There is the beach court in play as well, but you kind of don't want to give your opponent a free stadium. So we're gonna. Looks like we actually promoted, the Squawkabilly EX per turn. I believe both opponents were cool with this arrangement here. So the Squawkabilly EX actually moved into the active. It gets an energy attached to it, and is it time to start motivating the troops? We shall see here. Not a lot to play in hand, just a bunch of energy, switching cards. So yeah, I think it's a desperation motivate play here. Pretty much is giving up the fact that your opponent's going to take 2 more prizes on their next turn, as our Miraidon player checks out their discard pile, seeing what resources have been used, eyeing up the electric energy in the discard pile for motivate. 20 damage to the active, and then accelerate 2 energy from the discard to a bench Pokemon. Raichu receives those 2 energy. That is the most viable attacker here, sadly, as our Roaring Moon player begins their turn. They're looking for a stadium card. I think I did see a Pokestop go down. There's at least 2 Pokestop in the discard pile, so they're going to actually go for this Pokemon Catcher first. Oh my gosh, on fire, flipping another heads, bringing up that 2 prize Raichu with 2 energy on it. That was just powered up into the active spot. And then Roaring Moon EX will use Frenzied Gouging, I believe, to knock out the opponent's active, and then you deal 200 damage to yourself. Roaring Moon would be hanging on with 10 HP. And it looks like our Miraidon player has seen the writing on the wall, has had enough, and offers the concession, with Roaring Moon taking our first round here. What a way to kick off the tournament. What'd you think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.